What the hell? That was so brazen.
Get rich quick. It's the fantasy that hooks millions every year in the world of crypto. For some, it even comes true.
Girl, I told you to get on NFTs when they were hot.
You did.
But crypto isn't just a
Dude, you saw that, right?
Wow, fuck me. Hello from Hong Kong. Today we're going to an Ordinals conference, which is kind of like Bitcoin, but with a load of crypto stuff in it as well.
You don't really need to know what ordinals are, by the way. Like so many crypto fads, the bubble has already burst.
We're also going to try to expose some scams. Come along with me, and we'll work it out together.
Smells like shitcoins.
So what is a scam? Is it even the right word for the smoke and mirrors that shroud so much of the crypto space? Now, a scam is more than a trick. It's a calculated scheme designed to separate you from your money. A trap hidden behind a veil of jargon and words like innovation. But the essence of a scam is deception, and the devil is in the detail.
So let me try to break down the word scam in 3 different categories.
This is Giacomo Zucco. He is our scam expert.
A third-degree scam is a plot in which the creator of the token plans to run away with investors' money from the beginning. So he's not delivering anything, he's not willing to build anything. He will just create some appearance to run a normal Ponzi scheme or something like that. He's getting money, he's running away with that money, and then he gives you nothing of which he promised, and you knew it from the very beginning.
Third-degree scams include projects such as OneCoin, the legendary BitConnect rug pull, and people who intentionally rug pull meme coins. Before we uncover the scams in Hong Kong, understand that these schemes around Bitcoin are evolving. The projects in this video generally fit into one of these two categories.
The second-degree scam is something that gets actually built. The promoters, the creators and the promoters, they know that it cannot work for obvious economical reasons or for obvious technical reasons, and they still do it because when they get the money to build the stuff and then the stuff fails, they have better plausible deniability than the third-degree scammers. They will say, oh, I just built it, I was so convinced it was going to work, but some strange financial mechanism that I didn't predict, so like the Luna token. The guy ended up in jail anyway, but he prepared some kind of plausible deniability. He said, it's not that I didn't build this mechanism I described, I did build it the way I said. Of course it didn't work, but he can pretend that he didn't knew it. Then I would say that the first degree scam, the less serious, but still could be the most dangerous, is people that are building something for real that cannot work for technical or economical reasons, but they don't know it and they really build.
To help guide you through the sprawling sea of crypto scams, here are 5 questions to ask yourself on how to spot a crypto scam. One of the most telling signs of a crypto scam is what's called a pre-mine, a stash of tokens or coins set aside for founders, insiders, or even influencers before the public launch.
We're going to ask some of these projects what they do and whether or not I can get involved on the pre-mine. Let's go. I'm a journalist in the Bitcoin space. I'd love to ask you a few questions about BitLayer, if that's okay. What's your name?
Kevin.
Kevin, good to meet you.
Yeah, we first round is for the 80 mil valuation.
Yep.
Yeah, we raised about 5 million. And second round, the valuation is 300 million.
Okay.
And we raised about 6 million.
Okay, awesome. And the first round was obviously not available to retail investors.
Yeah.
Will there be, how can retail investors get exposure to this ecosystem?
Yeah, we have a token between BTC and Big Layer because they're layer 2.
So far, the VCs and the private investors have exposure to this token.
Yes.
And then soon,
KOL round also.
KOL.
Okay, can do KOL round.
KOL round. So that's
Yeah.
influencers and that kind of thing.
Yes.
So retail can't yet have exposure to this token,
Not yet.
but they'll soon be able to have exposure.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now you've got private investors, VCs, KOLs, influencers.
Yes.
And so they get in early, and then eventually retail will be able to buy.
Yes.
While creating a token out of thin air is at the very least a bit scammy, and on the extreme end, illegal and diabolical, token allocation is a scam in of itself. It's brazen that insiders and crypto VCs can get in early on lower prices and sometimes for free, well ahead of the official token launch. The pre-mine creates an unfair rule set from the off, setting the stage for sudden dumps that can leave the new investors stranded. Listen in comparison to what this guy has to say about his crypto project.
So now we have over 200 investors on our cap table, some of the best in the space.
Yep.
And a lot of strategic angels, and they've all been helpful.
Nice. And what price did they get the Jambo token for?
Well, the valuations. Well, I'm not sure if I could just publicly say that, but yeah. They got a steal of a deal. Is what
They got a steal of a deal. So when their token goes live for me,
Yeah.
I'll pay a lot more, right?
Well, no, for the users, it's just we don't really know what price the token will open at. That just depends on.
So it could be lower than what the VCs got it for.
Well, hopefully not, but I don't want to jinx anything here. I don't want to preempt anything here, but there are a lot of. Hopefully everything goes smoothly.
Understand that when you buy a token on a crypto exchange, VCs, KOLs, family members and influencers have already been offered that pre-mined token at a far lower price point than you. Sometimes it's even free. And these insiders are pretty excited to dump on you as soon as they can. Bitcoin had no pre-mine nor insider advantage. There was a transparent launch in which open source code was shared to the world, and there was even a few months before the first ever Bitcoin were mined.
A very easy red flag. There is a coin, there is a token, and there is no reason for that because the whole point of a layer 2 of Bitcoin is not needing a new coin. Pre-mined or not, run away.
Can the project's code be changed? True decentralization means no single entity should have the power to alter core functions. When the code can be altered, it usually does get altered. And this can expose investors to sudden changes that benefit insiders at the expense of users.
And is there a supply cap on the token?
Yes, per cat. 1 billion. 1 billion per cat.
1 billion
Per cat,
tokens.
per cat.
Okay, but of course you could fork that if necessary, right? You could change that.
I don't think we have a real reason for another another fork.
Okay.
Yeah. 1 billion is enough for them for now.
For now, but it could change later.
Maybe.
Maybe? What does he mean, maybe this decentralized code can change? Take the world's second largest cryptocurrency, Ethereum. Despite claiming decentralization, it changed its supposedly immutable code just 1 year after launch. Ethereum raised millions of dollars in Bitcoin for its pre-mine, yet after the DAO hack, it forked to create a new blockchain, which effectively reversed transactions on what was meant to be an immutable ledger. And then there's Solana, the meme coin and gambler paradise. Its so-called decentralized blockchain has been paused or restarted multiple times by its leaders. I could go on. If the code can maybe change, history tells us it will. So when you buy into these decentralized cryptocurrencies, you're not buying immutability or trustlessness. You're buying into the whims of developers and central decision makers. Okay, Question 3.
Is this project genuinely useful? Many so-called innovations exist only to create money without providing real-world solutions. Ask yourself, can you easily explain the real-world problem this project solves? Scams usually sound complicated but lack any concrete benefit.
But on Bitcoin Layer 1, everybody knows it's slow, it's expensive. But on Merlin Layer 2, we have much faster network. We have more composabilities that actual DeFi apps, games, lots of user like massive adoption. The apps can be there and help those users to have better liquidity for those assets.
This seems like the textbook crypto scam in many regards. So you start by misinforming people about Bitcoin. So you're claiming that no one is talking about Bitcoin, that Bitcoin is failing, that Bitcoin is slow, that Bitcoin is expensive, that Bitcoin doesn't have any programmability capability, no smart contract, all the things that are false. And then you come with a solution. So while it's not true that Bitcoin is low and expensive compared to the benefits that it gives to people, and it's the fastest and cheapest thing that we can currently do in order to make people exchange digital cash. But it's true that the layer 1 of Bitcoin is particularly slow and expensive, especially if used at scale. In this case, they are adjusting to something that people are starting to understand. Bitcoin is not broken in itself, but the Bitcoin layer 1 cannot be used for everything. So we need other layers by MyShitcoin. So it's a little bit subtle, it's elaborated, and it's it's playing into something where there is still a strong information asymmetry.
So these are the Jumbo phones, $99 US, Web3 Android smartphones. So they're tailor-made for emerging markets, man.
Yeah, okay.
So the people that actually need the crypto tech.
Wait, so why does emerging markets need Web3?
Well, first of all, when we first started Jumbo in Africa, we were trying to fix a few things. For example, 57% of the entire continent of Africa is unbanked, meaning they have no access to bank accounts. They have a slew of problems that we could fix using crypto tech, like banking the unbanked, cross-border payments, remittances. They also have inflation and unemployment issues.
So the idea that the third world is this kind of huge repository of people willing to gamble on nonsense memes 24/7, it's really funny to me. I mean, like on one side you say, I mean, these people are already unfortunate to be born in country that is poorer. So you're really like piling on this kind of misfortune with your scam. Leave them alone. But then again, to some degree, they are not even really the target usually. Probably it's more middle class inside the same country where this project was launched, and they try to make some kind of, they still are maybe in need of money, and that's the typical target of gambling, this kind of people that they can afford living, but they get sold the dream to live better with zero effort, with this kind of lucky strike where they they start to bet on horses or playing with a slot machine or gamble with Web3, and then they make money.
Value is subjective, of course, but it's crucial you ask this. Would your mum or dad benefit from this if it achieved mass adoption? Peel back the veneer and you'll see that most projects financialize hype.
That's really something that only basically first world privileged, bored teenagers and failed traders will try to do. It's like the idea that Web3 smart contracts are the need not only of the third world but in general of global adoption targets is ludicrous. There is literally nobody that needs anything that Web3 is presenting, except a very, very small niche, which is relatively loud within and around the Bitcoin space.
You know, you're in a very expensive part of Hong Kong at this like lavish crypto event, and I know this isn't necessarily a scam. This is more like a feeling, but that feeling of like, oh god, this clearly very wealthy dude is discussing how we're helping, you know, the poor guys in Africa who just need this Web3 phone. I don't know how to address that, but me at the time, I was so like, ugh, I feel dirty.
How do they sell themselves? The affinity scam is quite common. The project will ride on the coattails of a trusted community, like Bitcoin, and by affinity with Bitcoin, they try to gain credibility. It could be something as simple as putting Bit or Satoshi in their name. Some use flashy, complex language to sound legitimate and bamboozle you. But when you strip away the buzzwords, what remains?
Big layers is a BTC layer 2. We're going to solve two major problems. First, we want to verify the state transition on L1, Bitcoin L1, which will make Bitcoin a settlement layer. This enables a real layer 2.
Yeah, first, our network is based on Bitcoin, so the gas fees, network fees are Bitcoin, of course. So I think this data is like bigger than, I would say even bigger than Coinbase and Binance for the Bitcoin amount. So this bridge is very secure, it's very fast, massive adoption. That's why the users and volumes can go in and go out fast and easy.
The thing is that this is probably the best representation of what we were discussing about the fact that scammers are getting smarter. And they learn how to update their pseudo-technical mumbo-jumbo in order to appear connected with the actual research and development going on in Bitcoin.
Would you trust the project's founders to look after your dog for the weekend? If you wouldn't trust the founders with something precious to you, like your pet, well, think twice before trusting them with your hard-earned money. It's a simple gut test that reveals a lot about the reliability and trustworthiness of those at the helm.
Yeah, have you got a nice bag of Jambo? Should I get a nice bag of Jambo?
Well, I am first employee at Jambo. I do run a lot of the stuff there.
Yeah.
I would suggest, anybody who's looking at this interview, come into Jambo. Why not?
What are you going to do with when it first pumps? You're going to get a yacht? Are you going to get a Lambo? Are you going to do one Lambo?
Definitely not. I want to first give back to my parents.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I guess just take care of the people around me who's been good to me first. I don't know. I think I'm pretty happy with some of the materialistic stuff I have right now. So,
Jambo's been good to you.
There is something sweet about the character, I think, deep inside. Like when you ask him what we will do with his money, and instead of just going full Richard Hart, talking about Louis Vuitton private jets.
Hi, Richard Hart. I own the world's largest diamond. You do not.
He will just try to buy something nice for his mom. And I think he really means that. He's completely submersed with the fiat mentality of this kind of zero-sum game where people just have to hustle it and just have to fake it until you make it.
What I can't understand from this experience is whether or not it's just friendly nerds looking to make a bit of money, or if there's a lot more sinister things at play. But is it evil, or is it ignorant, or is it just, sweet-natured people who've been so polite to me? I've had so many really, really nice chats with people, but fundamentally you're talking about creating money out of thin air. So yeah, it may look cute and sweet and innocent and ignorant, but there are real consequences to a lot of these gambling-esque projects.
What happened next was almost too fitting for the theme of this video. This lady was impressed with my interviewing skills and offered to hire me to promote the very scams I was trying to expose.
Okay, so you want me to start shilling Web3 companies, basically? Yeah, okay. I don't do pay for tweet. I know that's what influencers do. I won't accept money to tweet about companies, sorry.
Let's contact.
Okay, sure.
Discuss.
Okay. What the hell? That was so brazen. Dude, you saw that, right? She's like, I like what you're doing. Please can I pay you to tweet about companies?
What happened to the projects showcased at this conference? Tracking their progress can reveal the reality. For BitLayer, the token that launched in the summer, well, it still hasn't launched, and it's the winter. The Jambo phone has received an alarming number of 1- and 2-star reviews on the Google Play Store, with many complaining they were unable to get their money off the phone. But still, it is technically a working phone. Our friend, the Jambo phone salesman, also gave a rap and violin performance at a Solana conference. I'll let you be the judge of that one.
Solana should be President Jambo with GGK. Yes! Okie dokie, yo!
As for Merlin, the token price could do with a bit of magic. It just keeps on plummeting. The essence of spotting a crypto scam lies in recognizing the patterns, grand promises, insider advantages, unverifiable claims, and a polished facade that hides the real risk. There are tens of thousands of coins, cryptos, metaverse, DAO, NFTs, Web3 scams. They may wear different disguises each time, but now you know how they behave. As for me, I'll stick to Bitcoin. With no founder advantage, no central control, a proven track record, and with an immaculate conception, it's the honest alternative in an ecosystem riddled with deceit. One last thing. Having read Satoshi Nakamoto's public messages, correspondence, and work, I feel like I would let Satoshi look after my dog for the weekend.
Thank you so much for watching, and if you found this video helpful, please share it with a friend and leave your thoughts in the comments below. This is not financial advice, but if you want to learn more about Bitcoin, please check out Plan B Network. Plan B Network is my sponsor, but they are completely free, and they will not only help you avoid scams, but they'll also deepen your understanding of Bitcoin. A big thank you to my other sponsor, CoinCorner. CoinCorner is a trusted Bitcoin-only exchange based in the UK. They've been in the game for 10 years, so you know they're solid. But remember to always hold your own keys. Shout out to BTC Map, the ultimate resource for finding places to spend Bitcoin and use Bitcoin as peer-to-peer cash, just as Satoshi intended. I love and live on BTC Map. Hit that like button, pretty please. Check out the above video if you want more of my work, and remember, do what you love and save in Bitcoin.